So let's start from de and da. In English we say we are at home. I live in Turkey and there is a cat on the table. So when we're talking about locations and time, we use at, in, on. And in Turkish that is de and da. So look at these examples. So ev, de. Türkiye, de. Masa, da. So we apply vowel harmony rules. Let's remember we talked about this in the last episode. So if the final vowel is one of the first group, e, I, or ü, you're gonna put de at the end of the word. And if the final vowel is one of these from the second group, a, o, or u, you're gonna put da at the end of the word. So let's take a look at these examples. So ev, de. Bahçe, de. Deniz, de. Köy, de. Kafe, de. Postane, de. Müze, de. Üniversite, de. But take a look at the second group. So it's all about the final vowel. Sinema, da. Okulda. Televizyonda. Camda. Odada. And bankada. However, we have to be careful about this. We have never talked about this. So if the last consonant of the word is one of these, F, S, T, Ç, Ş, H, P, then that D changes to T and Da changes to Ta. So you change the D to T. So let's take a look at these examples. Park. So the last consonant is K. So we cannot say park da. It's very difficult to say it. So we can say park ta. So office te. Ağaç ta. Beş te. Dört te. Şiş te. Alright, let's move on to den and dan. Again, in English we say we are flying from Istanbul. I got it from Pelin. And how do you say from in Turkish? We use den and dan. For example, Istanbul, dan. Pelin, den. So again, we apply the vowel harmony rules here. So you have two options, den or dan. Okay. So we know the rules now, two-type harmony rule or A-type harmony rule. So if the final vowel is one of these, E, I, Ö, and Ü, you're gonna add den to the end of the word. And then if the final vowel is one of these, A, I, O, and U, then you're going to put dan at the end of the word. For example, ev, den, bahçe, den, denizden, köyden, kafeden, postaneden, müzeden, üniversiteden. However, the second group, the final vowel, take a look at it. Sinemadan, okuldan, televizyondan, camdan, odadan, and bankadan. So we have the same rule. Again, if the final consonant is one of them, F, S, T, K, Ç, Ş, and H, P, then becomes ten, dan becomes tan. So park, tan. Office, ten. Ağaç, tan. Beş, ten. Dört, ten. And şiş, ten. Let's take a look at A. In English we say we are flying to Istanbul. I will give it to Pelin. So how do we say to in Turkish? By adding E or A at the end of the word. For example, Istanbul A. Pelin e. Don't forget to put apostrophe there after proper nouns. Okay, let's take a look at these examples. Again, we apply the same vowel harmony rule. So if the final vowel is one of these, E, I, Ö, and Ü, we're going to add E at the end of the word to say to. And if the final vowel is one of these, A, I, O, and U, then we're going to put A at the end of the word. Let's take a look at these examples. Ev, e. Denize. Köye. Bad, cama, okula. Now, we have one thing to be careful about it. If the word ends with a vowel, then you need a buffer sound, and in this case, it's y. So we don't say üniversite e, but we put y there, so it becomes üniversiteye. bahçeye, odaya, sinemaya, bankaya, müzeye. So this is the thing that we're gonna remember about this one. So let's move along. We have ler and lar, which is plural form. So in English we say we are teachers. I read a lot of books. The girls are at school. We hardly use plural forms in Turkish actually, but if you need it, then you need ler and lar in Turkish. So again, we apply the same vowel harmony rule. You have two options, ler and lar. So öğretmenler, for example, or kitaplar. Okay, we apply the same vowel harmony rule. Is two-way vowel harmony rule or A-type. So let's take a look at these examples. We're gonna make them plural. Evler, bahçeler, denizler, köyler, kafeler, postaneler, müzeler, üniversiteler. However, the second group is going to take lar because of the final vowels is one of the a, I, o or u. So sinemalar, okullar, televizyonlar, camlar, odalar, bankalar. Okay, let's move to the next one. And this time we have le and la. Okay, and we say I paid by card. I study Turkish with a friend and I like traveling by train. So by and with, this is how we say it in Turkish, le and la. For example, kartla, by card, arkadaşla, with a friend, or trenle, by train. So it means with or by and sometimes and. But we're not going to cover that. So let's take a look at these examples. Otobüsle, öğretmenle, trenle, uçakla, kamyonla, kitapla, telefonla, kartla. If you have a vowel at the end, then we need a buffer sound. Remember that. So again, we need to put y. So arabayla, parayla, bahçeyle, suyla. So let's practice. So I'm going to give you some words and then you're going to add the correct ending. Okay, do you see that? So we have okul, ev, bahçe, makas, ofis, yüz, and at. So you're going to add deda, dendan, ea, ler, and le, la. So I'm going to give you some time. You can pause here if you want to, but I'm going to give you the answers in a second. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. Okul. So okulda, ev, evde, bahçe, bahçede, makas. Now be careful. The last consonant is s, so makasta. Office. So again, be careful. Last consonant is s. So office te. Yüz de. At. Ta. Again, last consonant is t. So we don't say da. Okay, again, dendan. Okul, okuldan. Ev, evden. Bahçe, bahçeden. Makas, now be careful. Makastan. Office, ofisten. Yüz, yüzden. At, again be careful. Attan. Okay. Now this time a ending. Okul, a, ev, e, bahçe, ye. So buffer sound we need because it ends with a vowel. Makasa, ofis, e, yüz, e, ata. Okay, and lerlar, we're gonna make it plural. So okul, okullar, ev, evler, bahçe, bahçeler, makas, makaslar, ofisler, yüz, yüzler, at, atlar, and lela instrumental one, which means with and by. So okul, la, evle, bahçe, it ends with a vowel, so bahçeyle, makasla, ofis, ofisle, yüzle, atla. Okay, so that's it. Well done, very well. You're doing great. So these are some of the suffixes that apply a two-way A-type vowel harmony rule. And most of them are noun cases. Suffixes. Hope you find it useful and enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.